Meanwhile, another new report, this is from the Brennan Center for Justice and the New York University School of Law and Giffords, the gun rights or the gun safety organization started by Gabby Giffords. The study is titled Guns and Voting. And what they're suggesting in this study is that there is a growing risk of gun violence and gun intimidation at polling places next year in the election. Now, this is something we've never really thought about or talked about before in America. But now we're going to have a conversation about it. We have seen 42 million guns were sold in 2020 and 2021. Just in those 2 years, 42 million guns. And as a result of that, there was a 15% increase in gun-related incidents, a 34% rise in non-fatal gun injuries, a 28% increase in gun deaths. More guns, more deaths, right? But the point that they're making with this study is that back in 2010, out of all 50 states, there were only 2 that allowed people to carry concealed firearms in public without a permit or without a background check. Only 2. Now, 27 states allow you to carry a gun without a permit. And only 12 states and Washington, D.C. make it illegal to carry a concealed firearm into a voting place. So the fear is that some of these right-wing wackos are going to go shoot up a couple of polling places, and it's going to cause people who are, worried about being shot by guns, which would be more Democrats than Republicans in all probability, to simply not go vote. Or that people are going to show up at polling places with AR-15s strapped across their chest, and it's going to cause people waiting in line to go, I think I'll leave this line. That guy he looks a little crazy. I mean, this is basically, the whole William Rehnquist thing all over again. Rehnquist started Operation Eagle Eye back in the day, and the whole point of it was to intimidate black people, Hispanic people, and in particular Native Americans. It started in Arizona, in Phoenix, from voting. Rehnquist was this big bear of a guy. He was 6'2", weighed 250 pounds or thereabouts, big guy. And he was loud, and he was a lawyer. I mean, he ended up Chief Justice of the United States of the Supreme Court. And he would challenge people in line and force. And now back at that time, there was no laws about you had to have ID and stuff like that. So he would challenge them. But if you were challenged, then you had to present your ID. So people would have to go home and get their ID. And so they'd go home and they'd just never come back. Rehnquist was a good Republican activist, shall we say. So the conclusion of this study that was done by the Brennan Center and Giffords was that, and I quote, states should broadly prohibit firearms, including concealed carry, at and around all voting sites and places where votes are being counted and elections are being administered. In addition to prohibiting guns, they write, wherever protecting voting or election activity occurs, protected voting, states can strengthen voter intimidation laws. Makes sense to me. I mean, I'm fully expecting a whole bunch of voter intimidation.